What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker in this Dawson. Our broadcast coming to you live from New York City, New York, baby. One of the greatest cities of all time. Stolen Lenape land. Yeah, NEERA Tanden's defense of me was so fucking stupid. It's not a real defense at all. She says, I'm an adult, so I can say the Trump admin weaponizing the justice system against dissenters on its Cuba policy is wrong. I can also say people who encourage people not to vote for Kamala were fascist enablers, and it's ironic they're expecting the Dems they attack regularly to defend them. And I can also understand people uncommitted on this topic because they don't want to support the lesser of two evils. I said, Dem incompetence led us to Trump twice. The left has never stopped opposing Trump. This insane convo only exists on this fucking website. Most people are mad at Dems for not doing enough. All of the spokespeople for the party on this stupid website are out of touch with the masses. This is a shrinking contingency of people that are constantly engaging in hysterics. In the real world, if you ask the average Democrat, like the lifelong, blue-blooded, down-ballot voter, if you were to ask that person, how do you rate the Democratic Party's current attitude towards the fascist encroachment of Donald Trump? They would give it a very low mark, if not an F, maybe a D. What goes on Twitter or on threads amongst some of the most schizo fucking posters is utterly immaterial, utterly irrelevant. Look at the fucking polls. The people, the lifelong Democrats, people who vote for the party are frustrated with the party. They're still voting for Democrats, but they're looking for different kinds of Democrats to vote for. The kinds of Democrats that I work with, Democratic Socialists, anti-Zionists, people who are pro-Medicare for all, people who say enough is enough, no more corporate sponsorships, people who don't want to vote for Democrats who will put the interests of corporations against the interests of people. You aren't even a liberal anymore, NEERA. I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. That was the expression of what liberalism was supposed to represent. You have abandoned even that in your futile factional fight. You disgust me. There are still plenty of self-identifying liberals who look at this and are horrified by it, right? When they encounter it. Many people don't even know this is happening. But those who do find out, they're horrified. That's the overwhelming majority. If you were to poll every goddamn self-identifying Democrat Party voter, liberal in this country, you would realize that they think this is unconscionable. When they find out about it, they go, no, that's fucked up. Same thing that happened with my detention, right? Now, what's really interesting about it is that NEERA Tanden and the like weren't chirping about the Trump administration detaining me when I arrived in the country from my trip to France. And they are now. They are collaborating and coordinating a messaging campaign to justify Trump's actions. Why do you think that's the case? Back then, they weren't doing it. That was an unjustifiable detention. Why didn't they defend Trump doing that? Why didn't they hit the lines of like, oh, Kamala Harris wouldn't have detained you? Why are they doing it now? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I started working with insurgent candidacies. And I started helping them win insurgent candidacies in the Democratic Party. And then that threatened their money. That threatened their influence. It threatened the influence of those who want to maintain centrist control over the center of the Democratic Party. I can confirm NEERA Tanden has been reaching out for meetups with centrist streamers and content creators, even some very irrelevant ones with no audience. Yeah, I know. You're talking about Hutch, right? Just something to keep in mind. I know. NEERA Tanden with Center for American Progress is trying to build a internet vanguard of centrism right now. It's going to fail spectacularly, even with all of the funding that they will put behind this initiative. It's not going to fucking work. And they're so stupid. I don't know why they waste all this time and energy. Just fucking allow there to be a big tent. If that's what you're worried about, like lock in, man. Lock in. Like Bannon did with the rightoids? Yes, except the difference is Bannon and many others leaned in to the populist, right populist base. The Democrats are trying to do the exact opposite. They're trying to prop up a centrist content creation machine with the hopes that they could potentially combat not just the right, but more so people like myself who already have the audience. One of the most popular centrist aligned or like party aligned networks is Midas Touch and Pod Save America. What's the difference between Midas Touch, Pod Save America, and all these other content creators that NEERA Tanden is associating herself with? You want to know what that difference is? They also cross-pollinate with me. They're left agnostic. Sometimes even left supportive. That's the difference. Because they understand that this is a real constituency. They understand that there is real motion on the left of the party. That's it. You guys can say ew or whatever the fuck you want, but it's true. Midas Touch, regardless of being liberal, regardless of being like a party-backed media company, is not as conservative as like Third Way or Center for American Progress, with a very clear-cut agenda of casting aside the AOC wing of the party, the Bernie Sanders wing of the party. Midas Touch loves Bernie. The Midas Touch audience loves Bernie. Pod Save America is the same. Both their audiences and the people that are on these very successful media operations on the liberal side, closer to the center than someone like myself, understand the importance of building coalitions on the fucking left because they're pragmatic. They don't have the same ideological zealotry demonstrated by the corporate lobbyist wing of the party. The corporate lobbyist wing of the party, backed by the likes of NEERA, TANDEN, and many others, don't actually have a real base at all. What the fuck is wrong with her? JASMINE CROCKETT boost video mocking Hasan Piker after subpoena from Trump admin for bringing food and medicine to starving Cubans. Kamala would have never. That's what you get for telling people to vote third party. Not the kind of shit a member of Congress should be doing. Also, seeing all the weird K-Hive accounts doing some goofy-ass victory lap because the fascist federal government is targeting a streamer they don't like is really telling about what some of their core beliefs actually are. Also, not that it matters, but Piker voted for Harris. He spent the 2024 campaign warning people about how bad Trump would be. He did not tell his audience to vote third party, no matter how much K-Hop weirdos insist he did. It's the same crap that people pulled when they got outraged about Chappell Roan saying they vote for Harris, but not offer some sort of formal endorsement. It's never enough for the cultists. It's not enough to vote for their candidate. You have to be their little cheerleader. I feel like this is the logical endpoint for a lot of the FAFO and leopards eating faces party stuff. It ends up just being an excuse to opt out of having to care if something bad happens to someone you don't like for one reason or another. And I have not actually fucking maintained this position, with one exception. They've gone into the stockpiles and found a video of me literally saying, like, you know, fuck Adam Schiff. If Donald Trump goes after him with a sham trial, you know, I don't give a fuck. Okay? And Adam Schiff, I voted for him. Okay? He's my fucking senator. He's literally my goddamn senator. Will he actually defend me as his constituent? Probably not. I know for a fact he didn't defend his other constituents that were getting fucking tortured in an Israeli prison when they participated in the Samud flotilla. Fuck Adam Schiff. Reminder that Hasan hoped that Adam Schiff was sent to prison when... And also, I'm not even being fucking super serious here. I'm fibbing. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it's funny because other liberals are like, be better than him. It's not that difficult. Yeah, be better than me, bitch.
Part of that...
Oh my God.
Part of that is...
Oh my God. Senator Adam Schiff under federal criminal investigation for alleged mortgage fraud violations. Oh my God, I hope they arrest him. Oh my God, I hope he goes to
prison. Like, I'm fucking memeing. But also, I voted for him. Suck my dick, you know?
Oh my God, I hope he goes to prison. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, this is political. Sure, I don't care. Lock him up.
Like, I'm doing a Trump voice. I'm doing a motherfucking Trump voice. This is your thing? The same clip, the context you were shitting on Trump? Yeah, I know. So I'm sure I turn it around on Trump again and be like, he's unfavorable, he sucks, and that's why he's doing it. You know? I'm not an elected official, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a fucking political commentator. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Adam Schiff. But, you know, if Adam Schiff comes out and defends me and apologizes for not defending other constituents of his that were trapped in Israeli prisons being tortured when we were asking him to release a statement or to pressure the Israeli government as an American senator, if he apologizes to those people or if he tries to apply pressure to the government, I'll change my calculation. I'll apologize to Adam Schiff. I don't care. JASMINE CROCKETT boosts video mocking Hasan Piker after subpoena from Trump admin bringing food and medicine to starving Cubans. Kamala would have never. That's what you get for telling people to vote third party. This was the video that she actually said Lamau to.
So federal.
By the way, what's funny is I have that exact same t-shirt that this lady is wearing.
Federal officials now want to speak to Hasan Piker. He has to actually go and address them in person.
Like, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. I'm sorry. You're so fucking stupid if you think this administration is not going to come after you as well. And before people say, oh, this admin has been coming after black and brown people. Yeah, I know. Because I've been in the fucking streets fighting against that. What have you guys been doing? Just fucking chirping from home. And not even chirping at the admin necessarily, but sometimes chirping at the people who are doing this.
I mean, Kamala would have never. That's what you get for telling people to vote third party or not vote at all.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I just didn't endorse Kamala Harris. Yeah, JASMINE CROCKETT is a civil rights lawyer, by the way, who also endorsed Israeli agent Wesley Bell over Cori Bush this week. So this is unsurprising, is what I said. She endorsed Javier Becerra and then fucking turned around and endorsed Wesley Bell, dude. What the fuck? I mean, it's expected if you've been paying attention to what JASMINE CROCKETT is doing. Obviously, that was one of the big points of resentment that I had. Kylie Chung says, I know that neoliberals have no real core values beyond hating leftists, but do you grasp how insane one has to be to mock and celebrate a fascist regime going after dissenters over their speech? Trump hates Crockett as much as Piker, and she still treats this as a joke. And yeah, was the uncommitted movement fascist? I'm uncommitted on getting Hasan subpoenaed. Like, these guys barely break 1,000 likes on Twitter. At a certain point, I'm going to stop talking about it. Actually, that point is probably coming soon. I just wanted to mention that if your timeline is also polluted with this kind of insanity, there is a dedicated push from a lot of people, sex pestiny orbiters for the most part, and the corporate lobbyist wing of the Democratic Party that actually is desperately holding on to the center of power in the National Democratic Party that has led to the Democrats making terrible choices, terrible decisions, and not be sufficient in fighting the Trump administration. Those guys don't have any real base. But yeah, I'm glad that I have united all of my enemies. Nick Fuentes, again, a person who has been, in his own words, victim to lawfare and political persecution in this country. He's a neo-Nazi who has claimed that he's actually a Democrat now because he wants to punish Trump because Trump is a servant of Israel, right? Nick Fuentes, if Trump wants to win us back, putting Hasan Piker in prison forever would be a good start. Laura Loomer, who is no friend to Nick Fuentes and also another op of mine, President Trump can unite the entire country by having Hasan Piker arrested. It's his destiny. Interesting to see this weird orbit, this weird coalition coming together. Anti-Trump neo-Nazis, pro-Trump, pro-Israel Nazis like Laura Loomer, and the entirety of the centrist commentariat coming together and joining forces to say that the fascist president's insane encroachment on the First Amendment and targeting of political dissidents for doing activism, for doing humanitarian aid to a country that we're fucking starving and destroying is actually a cause to celebrate. I want to stress this one more time. Like, these guys are chirping into the fucking void. They don't have a real constituency. They're just talking to one another and hyping each other up. It's like a bunch of fucking losers trapped in an echo chamber that's like shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And they're consistently telling one another, yeah, everyone believes us. Everyone actually is very frustrated with the fact that these like insurgent campaigns are coming out of nowhere. They hate that these guys are disloyal to the Democratic Party. And that loyalty to the Democratic Party is absolute. And there's also this like weird thing that they have deluded themselves into thinking. I mean, there's a lot of delusional schools of thought here, right? Like, one is that I'm somehow a kingmaker that refused to endorse Kamala Harris, and that's what did her in, even though Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris, and that didn't do shit, right? Beyonce, Taylor Swift, all these celebrities endorsed Kamala Harris, and that certainly didn't work. And that the party or the campaign is infallible. It can't fail. Voters can only fail the party. You know, this opinion is idiotic. It's like fundamentally the opposition to theoretical democracy. So I despise it. I find it unconscionable. I'm very frustrated by it. But then the other delusion that they have that I find very funny is that they have any motion at all. Like, as if they got out and were like, if all these fucking centrist liberals got out and were like, hey guys, this is a bridge too fucking far. Trump needs to put an end to this right now, that somehow that would mean anything. Like, don't defend me, dumbass. Expose what kind of a fucking crook you are, what kind of a creature you are. I don't give a shit.